Before, I was never into studying. I loved going out and having fun. One day, when I was heading to work, I got into a major car accident, which forever changed my life. I was living my best life, and bam, I found myself sitting in a wheelchair. I couldn't eat, couldn't take a sip of a drink, and even didn't have the ability to just turn my body over. I had no future. All my dreams were shattered. I fell into a deep depression and started being very self-destructive. I locked myself in the house and completely shut myself off from the outside world. I didn't go out at all. The isolation ended up lasting for a total of 16 years. This specific task I have been practicing over and over again for a long time already. Through the process, I have fallen many times. At times, when I am home alone and I fell while practicing, I ended up lying on the floor for 6 to 8 hours. There's no one there to rescue me from the ground.
鞋子怎么穿呢？我把我的脚抬起来。
So how do I put on my shoes? Well, I would lift my leg up and bring it over here like this. I've been injured for almost 22 years now. Never in a million years did I think I would one day have the ability to put on shoes all by myself. When I would want to go out but got no one near me, then I have to figure things out for myself. Like this task of putting on my shoes. I had finally figured it out and started mastering it just this year.
塞进去。哎，师姐，好，可以了。哎，
他猛子都怪咬我。
好，谢谢。这我昨天买的香蕉，要不要吃？
我用给你吃好不好？
好啊，你怕不会跟啊？
不会跟啊，这一根的啊。
那边什么时候盖好？
哪一个东大吗？
对啊。
应该还有1、2年吧。
啊，还有1、2年。
外观已经好了，等你呀、等你来做志工。
我要赶快去。
刚接触到他的时候哈，一起弄得地蒙城。
When I first met him, he was always just lying in bed. He couldn't do anything else, so he was very depressed at that time.
换了几下？
高筋。
Thank goodness he finally took my advice and went over to the Taichung Tzu Chi hospital for a checkup. He had a large bed sore that was connected to the end of his rectum, so it was very hard for it to fully heal. After a while, it was finally healing. However, later on, there was another smaller bed sore that started developing and eventually got infected again.
门后面唱上面华宝，这样。
哎呀，
按照等。
后退。然后再挂这里。
I would back up first, then wrap the cord around my wrist like this. I would exercise like this before I head off to bed every day.
拢有几个
？200至300。
我要看买呀。
好。
我要看买呀。
你身体不可以动，只能拉手，只能
拉手。安尼啊，哎。
I'm not able to do any other types of exercises, so I rely heavily on this. So if I don't do this every day, then I would have to go to a physical therapy place. When I was on the operating table, I was going in and out of consciousness. When I opened my eyes, all I could see were black and white images. I had to undergo several blood transfusions at that time. Everything was all a blur to me. However, I do remember staring up at the IV stand where bags of blood were being given to me. I could see the fresh colored blood going directly into my veins. I was deeply touched at that sight. That was why I made a vow to myself that if one day I became healthy enough, I'm going to be a blood donor as well. Then it was on that exact date that my body started to get better, so now I pay close attention to my overall health.